So let's begin with today's session, and without wasting any more time, let us start with it. Today we are going to start with the first chapter of the book Hornbill, that is the portrait of a lady, written by famous Indian author Khushwant Singh. Now I believe that each one of us, we enjoy the company of our grandparents, right? We cherish the childhood memories that we spend with our grandparents or our parents. And these memories, they leave an indelible impression on our minds, right? And we never forget them. And thus, whenever we remember those days, we do have recollections of all those wonderful memories. These memories just weave into our minds and take us back to those days of our past. And in this chapter, which is written by Khushwant Singh, he gives a vivid account of his relationship with his grandmother. He talks about the kind of intimate relationship that he had with his grandmother. So he talks about the various phases of his relationship. You know, as we grow, the bond, it changes, the relationship, it changes. There always we face different kind of phases in our relationship, be it our parents or grandparents, friends, etc. So here he describes about the entire phase of his relationship that the author had with his grandmother. He talks about the strong bond that he had with his grandmother, the golden moments of his childhood. He talks about that. Then as he grew, how the relationship changed. He describes wonderfully through this chapter, that is the portrait of a lady. So portrait means drawing a picture. So here he has drawn a picture with the help of the words. लेखक ने अपने शब्दों के माध्यम से अपने ग्रैंडमदर के एक पिक्चर को ड्रॉ किया है. And he wants to tell the readers about the great personality that his grandmother had. So let's begin the reading of the chapter and understand the story. The author starts by sharing, my grandmother, like everybody's grandmother, was an old woman. She had been old and wrinkled for the 20 years that I had known her. People said that she had once been young and pretty and had even had a husband, but that was hard to believe. Now, why he said so? As a child, then as a grown man, the author has always seen his grandmother with that old and wrinkled face. For the last 20 years, he had seen the grandmother in the same posture, same figure, we can say. So he says, my grandmother was like everybody's grandmother, an old woman. तो जब हम दादी माँ की बात करते हैं, दादाजी की बात करते हैं, कैसी पिक्चर आती है? एक इंसान जिनके चेहरे पर झुर्रियां हैं, wrinkles हैं, बाल सफेद हो चुके हैं, body थोड़ी सी stoop हो चुकी है. So that way we actually get a picture of that person. So he also compares that just like everybody's grandmother, my grandmother was also an old woman. She had old and wrinkled face. For the last 20 years, I had known her. So he had seen no change in the appearance of his grandmother. She had the same old, usual wrinkled face. People said that she had once been young and pretty and even had a husband, but that was hard to believe. Now, why does the author say so? उन्होंने अपनी दादी माँ को उसी तरह से बूढ़े रूप में देखा है. Grandfather, he had died long ago. So that's way he had seen the grandmother alone and in the same old way. So it was quite hard on part of the author to believe that she had once been young and pretty. Then the author talks about his grandfather. My grandfather's portrait hung above the mantelpiece in the drawing room. Now, what is a mantelpiece? It's just a shelf which is placed above the fireplace. पुराने ज़माने में, पुराने घरों में fireplace होती थी और वहाँ पर shelves भी लगी होती थी और लोग वहाँ पर decorative pieces या अपने necessity के according they used to keep things there. So that portrait of grandmother, it was just hung above the mantelpiece. And kindly mark the spelling of mantelpiece. It is M-A-N-T-E-L. So don't write it wrong whenever you are mentioning this. He wore a big turban and loose-fitting clothes. So he describes he had known his grandfather from that very picture. And in that picture, the grandfather, he wore a big turban, उन्होंने बड़ी सी पगड़ी पहनी हुई थी, and loose-fitting clothes. His long white beard covered the best part of his chest, and he looked at least 100 years old. So, जो दादाजी थे, उनकी लंबी सी दाढ़ी थी, and that covered the best part of his chest, almost half part of his chest. Such a long beard he had, and he looked very, very old in that picture. He adds, he did not look the sort of person who would have a wife or children. He looked as if he could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. So as a child, the way author had looked towards that portrait, he shares that opinion that how he had assumed that the grandfather had always been an old man and he was not a sort of person who could have wife or children. He could only have lots and lots of grandchildren, the way he looked very old in that picture. And he says, as for my grandmother, being young and pretty, the thought was almost revolting. Now, ये ऐसा क्यों कहते हैं ऑथर? ऑथर के लिए ये मानना बड़ा मुश्किल था कि उनकी दादी माँ भी कभी यंग थी, दिखने में प्रिटी थी. She often told us of the games she used to play as a child, and that seemed quite absurd and undignified on her part, and we treated it like the fables of the prophets she used to tell us. So revolting means a thought to which the author felt very hard to believe in. He actually disagreed with that thought, a kind of thought which was quite unbelievable for him, distasteful for him. And she would often tell the stories of her childhood days to the grandson. The games that she used to play as a child, but the author never believed in those games, in those stories. And what he says, that scene means the stories, the childhood stories that the grandmother used to tell her grandson, that is the author, that seemed quite absurd, meaningless to me, insignificant to me, and undignified on her part. Silly on her part. Here, undignified means quite silly on her part, the way she used to share her childhood stories. We treated it like fables of the prophets, she used to tell us. So the author, he used to listen to those stories, but he would consider those stories to be fables. जैसे जो prophets कौन होते हैं, जैसे जो मंदिर में पंडित होते हैं. So जैसे मंदिर में पंडित जो होते हैं, they tell stories to people and children. He used to consider those stories, those incidents told by the grandmother as the stories told by the prophets of the temples. That means this author here, he never believed in the stories that the grandmother used to tell him, that how as a child she would play the games that she used to play. He never believed in those, but he never disrespected his grandmother. He never disobeyed her. Instead, he used to listen to those stories, but would treat those stories to be just like the fables, जो परी कथाएं होती हैं, जिनमें बिलीव करना मुश्किल होता है, जो परी कथाएं, जो पंडित के जो मंदिर के जो पंडित होते हैं, जैसी कहानियां वो बताते हैं, he would just consider those stories. And this thought was quite revolting for the author to believe that she had been once young and pretty. कभी वो भी young थी, छोटी थी, and वो दिखने में बहुत प्यारी थी. Then he goes on describing his grandmother. She has always been short and fat and slightly bent. Just to support why he felt so, because he had always seen her that way. She was short in height, slightly fat, and bent also. Because of the old age, वो थोड़ा सा स्टूप हो चुकी थी, वो थोड़ा सा झुक कर चला करती थी. So she used to slightly bend to walk. Her face was a crisscross of wrinkles running from everywhere to everywhere. चेहरे पर बहुत सारी झुर्रियां थी, पूरा चेहरा झुर्रियों से भरा हुआ था. And that's why he uses the phrase crisscross of wrinkles which ran from everywhere to everywhere on her face. No, we were certain she had always been, as we had known her, old, so terribly old that she could not have grown older. She had stayed at the same age for 20 years. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. So author क्या कहते हैं? He had seen her look the same way for the last 20 years, and he adds that she could not grow any older than that. She looked so terribly old. वो इतनी ज्यादा बूढ़ी दिखती थी कि इससे ज्यादा बूढ़ी और वो हो नहीं सकती थी. और वो कहते हैं कि ये तो सर्टन था कि जैसा उन्होंने अपने बचपन से उन्हें देखा था, वो बूढ़ी सी दिखती थी, उनका चेहरा झुर्रियों से भरा हुआ था, तो वो कभी यंग एंड प्रिटी नहीं हो सकती थी. But he adds a certain description to it. She was always beautiful. Now I want you to interpret what does the author mean here. Please raise your hand. I want you to interpret this. What does the author mean when he says she could have never been pretty, but she was always beautiful? Yes, Dhanika, you can unmute and tell me.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Vita.
Author meant that she was not pretty as her outside personality, but he has always felt that she was so beautifully inside with her thoughts and the way she was with the author.
Yes, yes. I want you to also define. Yes, Ashmit, I am unmuting you. Tell me the difference between being young and pretty and beautiful. Pretty or beautiful का क्या मतलब है? Who will define? Okay, Suvir, I am unmuting you. Yes, Suvir.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ma'am, being pretty is actually related to the outer appearance or figure of a person, whereas being beautiful doesn't always mean the outer personality. It means the inner conscious or the thinking or the inner personality of a person.
Yes, wonderful. Good answer. So when we talk about being pretty, we are just talking about the outside appearance. Bahari sundarta kaisi hai? That becomes being pretty. But when we call someone beautiful, we are not just referring the person according to his or her outside beauty. We talk about the person's soul, the noble qualities, the spiritual beauty that a person has, the divine beauty that a person has. So जब हम किसी को beautiful कहते हैं तो हम सिर्फ उसके चेहरे की सुंदरता की बात नहीं करते हैं, हम उसके behavior, उसकी आत्मा, उसका व्यवहार, उसकी सोच, we include everything. And that's why the narrator had made this remark that he had never found his grandmother to be pretty, but he had always considered her beautiful. She had a divine beauty. The noble qualities gave her that spiritual and divine beauty. And that's why she was always beautiful. She was a religious woman, helpful woman, very kind and generous at heart. And that's why she was beautiful. So let's continue. She hobbled about the house in spotless white with one hand resting on her waist to balance her stool and the other telling the beads of her rosary. Hobble means to limp along when she used to walk. तो जब वो चलती थी वो थोड़ा सा लंगड़ा कर चला करती थी. But she would always walk about in the house. वो यहाँ वहाँ घर में घूमती रहती थी, टहलती रहती थी in spotless white. Now she was a widow, so she used to wear white clothes, spotless white clothes, and moreover उनके grey hair थे, तो ऊपर से नीचे तक वो बिल्कुल सफेद रूप में दिखती थी. And resting on her waist, one hand, एक तरफ वो अपने stoop को बैलेंस करने के लिए वो झुक कर चला करती थी. सो उस झुकने को, जो अपना झुकाव था, उसको बैलेंस करने के लिए she would keep her one hand on her waist and the other telling the beads of the rosary. Telling here means counting. Telling का मतलब है counting. रोजरी होती है जप माला. आपने देखा होगा बहुत से लोग हाथों में माला लेते हैं और वो कुछ ना कुछ जपते रहते हैं, कोई राम राम, कोई वाहिगुरु. सो इस तरह से वो हमेशा उस जप माला को लेकर जपती रहती थी. सो दस यहाँ पर हमें क्या पता चलता है कि वो एक बहुत ही रिलीजियस लेडी भी थी, धार्मिक इंसान भी थी, जो हर वक्त भगवान का नाम जपती रहती थी. Her silver locks were scattered untidily over her pale, puckered face. Pale means dull face. Because of old age, she had grown old. She was extremely old. And उनका चेहरा जो था उस पर थोड़ी सी dullness थी. Puckered means wrinkled. उनका चेहरा झुर्रियों से भरा हुआ था. But her lips constantly moved in inaudible prayer. वो लगातार भगवान की प्रेयर गुनगुनाती रहती थी. But those were inaudible. वो लोगों को सुनाई नहीं देती थी, लेकिन वो जपती रहती थी भगवान का नाम. And thus he says, yes, she was beautiful. She was like the winter landscape in the mountains, an expanse of purity, pure white serenity, breathing peace and contentment. Beautiful lines, the way author has described his grandmother. Winter landscape. Now, winter जो होता है ना, symbolically it is always associated with old age. And taking it to the literal meaning of winter landscape, जब आप एक winter landscape को draw करते हो, तो आप उसमें क्या draw करते हो? पहाड़ का सीन होता है, बर्फ होती है, चारों ओर सफेद चादर बिछी हुई होती है. So that way he has compared the outer and the inner beauty of the grandmother with the winter landscape. That she was old, but she was beautiful, just like a winter landscape. She was an expanse of pure white serenity. Serenity क्या होती है? The calmness, the piousness जो एक इंसान में होती है. Breathing peace and contentment. Breathing peace and contentment means she led a very satisfied life. She was very peaceful in her life. उन्होंने कभी अपनी दादी माँ को किसी पर नाराज होते, गुस्सा करते नहीं देखा. हमेशा satisfied देखा, भगवान का नाम जपते हुए देखा. And thus he compares her with the winter landscape, calling her to be an expanse of pure white serenity, breathing peace and contentment. Why he adds this? He also meant here that how in her company, the author himself found that kind of peace that he used to look for, look everywhere. अपनी दादी माँ की कंपनी में उन्हें वो पीस मिलता था, वो satisfaction मिलता था. He used to enjoy the company of his grandmother, and thus he calls her expanse of pure white serenity. क्योंकि ऊपर से नीचे तक वो बिल्कुल सफेद कपड़ों में थी, उनके बाल सफेद थे, अपनी ओल्ड एज में थी, और इसीलिए ये मेटाफर यूज करते हैं. यहाँ पर एक सिमिली यूज किया गया है, लाइक विंटर लैंडस्केप, कंपेयर करने के लिए. सिमिली एक कंपेरेटिव डिवाइस है. विंटर लैंडस्केप से अपनी दादी माँ को कंपेयर करते हैं, एक लिटरल मीनिंग के लिए कि वो बिल्कुल अपने क्योंकि वो व्हाइट कपड़े पहनती थी, उनके बाल भी सफेद हो चुके थे, तो वो बिल्कुल ऊपर से नीचे तक सफेद चादर जैसी दिखती थी, spotless white. And second, she was in her old age, and apart from that, she led a very peaceful and satisfied life. And in her company, the author always found peace and satisfaction. So I'm going to stop here today. I hope this part of the chapter is clear to you all. Yes, just let me stop the sharing of the screen now.